Hey everyone, Teresa here again. I figured that I should do some tag videos since I know there's a lot floating around, and the only one that I have done is the Know Your Needle Worker tag. So, I have notes this time, so you guys won't have to worry about crazy rambling. I'll probably still be a crazy rambler, but it'll be more controlled. I'm gonna try and make this video short. I'm actually going to split this into two videos, so hopefully it doesn't end up being like an hour long again. There's just a couple tags that I wanted to do, go over with you guys. First though, I want to show you my orchard. I haven't shown you yet. It's a little, you can see there's a little cow on it. It's like a little old milk jar. I got this at like Michael's for like 50 cents something on sale. But as you can see, it has all my orts. All different colors. This is everything from like mid-November. So basically all the Christmas projects that I worked on and everything. Plus my Heaven and Earth design. A lot of it is from my Heaven and Earth design. Because there's a lot of stuff in that. Anyways, so that's that. Okay, I will get on to my tags. So the first one I want to do is the cross stitch tag. This was by Stitching May, and I know this was like a while ago, but I thought, you know, since I'm doing videos now, I might as well go back and do all the tags that are out there. Well, not all, but you know what I mean. So, and I did write down answers too, so hopefully I won't be too scramble-brained. First question, how did I start stitching? Now, I got into stitching, honestly, I didn't even really know about cross-stitching at first. I might have talked about this in my my Know Your Needle Worker tag video. I can't remember, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself over anything. But when I was in 5th and 6th grade, the school I went to, the classes were combined, so you have the same teacher for 2 years. So I had the same teacher 5th and 6th grade. Anyways, she had us work on string art, which I think it's called string art. I honestly don't know. Is to get a pattern and you pull the string all the way across a piece of paper, and it somehow it makes a design. Anyways, I really like that, and you know, as I mentioned before, I do have, you know, a lot of health complications, and I was looking for something that I could do to kind of keep me occupied when I'm sick at home, not feeling well, whatever. So I started looking for that, and I stumbled across cross stitching and picked it up, and yeah, I really enjoy it. I mean, it's obviously not the same thing, but it's very fun. I really do like it a lot, and I think I probably like it more than the string art that we did. It's just there's more variety and there's more pictures and patterns and stuff that I can do. And so that's basically how I started. I mean, I'm completely a self-taught stitcher. I only know like 2 other people who stitch. One is a cousin who lives in New York, who is like 20 years older than me. I didn't actually even know she cross stitched until like 2 weeks ago. And then I have a friend from high school who does as well, but I hardly ever see her. And I didn't know she cross stitched until after I had already, you know, dabbled in it for a little bit. So anyways, completely 100% self-starter, didn't know anything about it. Just got a kit, DMC thingy, and picked up some books and some floss, and yeah, that's how I got started. So, favorite theme or designer? Still not sure. I would say definitely the White Willow Stitching is becoming a designer that I'm really liking as far as their tribal designs go. So that's another style or theme I really do like, is the tribal themes. But I haven't stitched anything yet, so it's kind of hard to say like what I really like stitching, because I mean, I have 8 finishes, but like 4 or 5 of them are all of state birds from the same booklet. So I don't really have much variety. I would definitely say themes would be like anything woodlandy animals or country themed, western themed. So that designer, again, the White Willow Stitching. I'm really just kind of learning about designers. I have kind of collected most of my books, or the majority. How am I going to say this? What I have the most of in my books are Stony Creek books. So obviously I like their designs, but as I am kind of learning more about cross stitching and the different patterns and designers out there, I'm kind of realizing that their designs aren't necessarily that realistic. And I like the more realistic looking, like the animals and stuff. I prefer the more realistic looking. Dimensions, I would say definitely Dimensions has some really, really good ones that I do like. I don't know if I like stitching them. Never stitched from a kit, so I can't say if they will still be my favorite designer when I start stitching. But as of now, just from what I have seen, I definitely really like a lot of the Dimensions. Okay. Next is, what brand of floss do you use? I use DMC. It's just what my store has, so that's what I stuck with. But I'm starting to branch out now into hand-dyed threads. So, I mean, I still have never used anything but DMC, but I'm trying to. I mean, I guess even most of the hand-dyed threads are DMC, but they're dyed. So it's still, I guess, technically DMC. I don't know. And I want to try some silks and stuff too, so that's that. What fabric do I use? Or my favorite fabric. Right now, I found 18 count Ada is my preferred fabric choice, and the count. But again, I haven't stitched on linen. I haven't stitched on even weave. I haven't stitched anything bigger or smaller counts, whatever, than 18. So, that's what it is now. But it might change. What frame do I use? Q-Snap. I just recently got Q-Snap, and I love it. I used to use hoops before my Q-Snap, but I think I'm sold on the Q-Snaps now. How many projects have you finished? I have never actually finished a project. But as far as finished 100% of the stitching, 8. How many works do you have displayed in your home? None. And the reason for that is kind of within the next question. Do you stitch more for gifts or for yourself? Definitely for gifts. All of the 8 finishes that I have are gifts. I've never stitched anything for myself, which is kind of sad that I think about it. So my Heaven and Earth design is the first thing I'm stitching for me, but it's way far away from a finish. So definitely gonna be working on some more stuff for myself to display in my home. Favorite finish? Bluebird. I just love this guy. I think he's so cute. It's really simple, easy design. It only took me like 2 days, but I don't know. I just love it. I think it's so pretty. Least favorite project. Okay, if you see my last video, I believe it was my last video. I think you will know it's my tractor. That thing, oh my word, I wanted to kill it. It made me so angry. I'm just starting over because I can't even deal with it anymore. And I'm not going to go into that because I explained it in my last video. So if you want more details, watch that. What do I love and what do I hate about cross stitch? Honestly, what I love is the fact that I can actually do it. I know that might sound kind of silly, but I'm just not gifted. I'm not a gifted artist. That's just not what God has gifted me with. Like, I have never been very artsy crafty. I've never been that creative. I just can't do arts and crafts. I mean, I can like learn them, like if I went to like, to class for it or something, then yeah. But just on my own, it's hopeless. I'm a left brain person for sure. It's just, yeah, it doesn't work for me. But cross stitching, I actually can do cross stitching, and it's like, it's easy. I mean, obviously, there are more difficult patterns than others. But I mean, compared to any other craft that I've ever tried in my life, and I've tried a lot, cross stitching is the easiest for me to do. It's the funnest that I've ever done. I really enjoy it, and I think I'm kind of good at it. I mean, not to be like self righteous or anything, but so far, I really like what I've completed. So, yeah, that's what I love about it. What do I hate about it? The fact that it costs money. Again, I know this probably sounds silly, and everything costs money, but I am very poor. I'm currently unemployed, and so, well, like I have, I work on I work off and on here and there different things, but I mean, like as far as I don't have a steady job, so I don't have a steady income, and that means that my budget is very, very little. And I've noticed that hand-dyed threads and especially hand-dyed fabrics can be expensive. Now, for what they are, I'm sure they're not expensive, and I totally get why. Because, obviously making handmade things, you're going to be spending a lot of time and effort and money into that. So I get why they cost money. Like, that's not an issue. Issue for me is I just can't afford it, and it really bums me out because I really want to work on more things, get some more intricate, however you pronounce that word, designs, fabrics, flosses. But, with a very tiny stash budget, it's kind of hard to do. So that is the number one thing that I hate about it, is the fact that it costs more money than I have, I guess, or I never have enough money to buy what I want to buy, kind of thing. Okay. And the last question that she had is, how do I store my floss? I store my floss, actually I have one right here, on bobbins. I use the plastic ones, DMC. I've never tried the cardboard or anything. This is just what I picked up, and I like them, so I'm sticking with it. I kind of tried bags for a while. I guess they're called the floss clay bags. I didn't use those. I just used Ziplocs, but they got tangled, and I just personally just didn't work very well for me. And I used stitch bows before, and I just did not like it. It took up so much space, and I didn't like the way it worked with them. But I really do like the bobbins, and I just keep them in the little bobbin box by DMC, or I don't even know if it's DMC, but you guys all know what I'm talking about. Those little plastic boxes that everyone keeps the bobbins in. That's what I do. Okay, so on to the next one. Okay, I'm trying to keep this under 30 minutes. Doing my best. I'm going to do the September tag. Now, I know, obviously, it's not September anymore. And this was, is quite late. But I really do like the questions in this tag. And I thought, why not? I'll do it. So the first question was your favorite DMC color. Like almost all of you have said, this is not really one color that I like. It definitely changes. I mean, I have favorite colors on projects for sure. And there are some colors that I'm working with, like my Heaven and Earth. There's a color I'm working with. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of you. Go away. But I basically just kind of scanned over my threads really fast. And the two that caught my eye the most were what I already showed you. This guy here, purple, is 552. Purple is my favorite color. This is my favorite shade out of what I own. I mean, I don't know. I don't own the whole collection, so there could be another better shade out there I don't own. But of what I own, that's that. And the other one that really caught my eye, which I just think this is crazy gorgeous, is this blue. It doesn't look like it's going to be showing up quite as bit. It's like an electric blue. Nah. Doesn't look like it's showing the color good. It is 3843. And yeah, it's just not, yeah, it's not showing it up. But it's very much an electric. It's close to cobalt blue, I think, like a brightish, and that's my favorite shade of blue. So, dog hair everywhere. Joys of having a dog, hair everywhere. So yeah, those from my stash of what just caught my eye right away. Those two colors. Next is, do you stitch for Christmas or winter? No, not yet. Um, you know, I started stitching in September and everything. I mean, I stitched for Christmas gifts for sure. I actually did a lot of gifts. Most of it, actually, everything I did was a gift, a Christmas gift, but it was not a Christmas theme. And I've never done a winter theme either, but I really want to. I'm definitely the kind of person that decorate, well, when I get my own place, will decorate for the seasons and for the holidays. Like, I just want, you know, just crazy. I'm gonna be a crazy person when it comes to decorating for the holidays. So, in the seasons. So, yeah, I definitely will. Hopefully this year, I will get at least one or two Christmas/winter projects in. But as of yet, no, I have not. Do you read, and what's on your nightstand? Yes, I do read. I love books. Though I gotta say, stitching, like most of you have said, has really taken away from my reading. You can't really read and stitch at the same time, which is a real bummer. I mean, that would be really cool if there was some way you could do both. But I haven't actually read a book in quite a while. Part of that is because I've been stitching a lot. Then the other part of that was I have been really, really sick. Basically, the entire month of January, I was just gone. I'm so sick. Couldn't do anything. I mean, reading wasn't even an option for me. But I have been listening to audiobooks, and I gotta say, I love audiobooks. I mean, they're just, it's awesome to be able to like listen to a book, so like read a book per se, and do something else at the same time, so I can be, I can feel like I'm being very productive. I mean, I could sit and read books all day long and never get anything else done. So it's nice to be able to like listen to a book and do something at the same time. I currently don't have anything right now that I'm reading on my nightstand. I'm kind of just finished a whole series, and so I'm trying to like pick through my books and look online at Audible. I use audible.com usually for my books, and try and find like what I want to read. I just got done reading all the series that have been written so far in, it's I guess they were called the Pendergast series. Written by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. And there's 12 books so far that they have written in the series, and it's about an FBI agent who is a bit odd. He's comes from a very wealthy Southern New Orleans family that has a real deep history of in the New Orleans culture, and a history of mental illness and like criminally insane people in his family line. And so he becomes an FBI agent, and he deals with a lot of really strange, you almost classify it as supernatural, like, hush, phone, supernatural like occurrences. I mean, they always have some sort of scientific explanation behind it, and it's not an actual supernatural phenomenon, but they're pretty good. And I mean, if any of you guys like that, a good mystery that also is a bit sci-fi, I would definitely recommend these. Though I do have to say, as the books go on, they get a little bit more graphic and a little bit more gory. So just, if you're not into that, I would just warn you. but they're very good. And I was just like listening to them like craziness. I just finished book 12, so now I have to find something else to read. So okay, last is 3 random facts. Let's see, 3 random facts. I didn't write any of these down. I should have, because now it's gonna be rambly again. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of anything. Oh. Well, okay, I mentioned before. I think I mentioned in this video. I can't remember. um, I want to be a vet, and I'm going to school to be. Well, I'm going back to school eventually to be a veterinarian, and I want to specialize in herpetology, which, for those of you who don't know, is a study of reptiles and amphibians. So yes, I do like snakes and lizards and all sorts of, what most people think gross, creepy crawlers. I love them, and I want to specialize in that. So that's one random fact. Second random fact, I come from a gigantic family. There's 6 of us all together. I have 2 older siblings and 3 younger siblings. My dad comes from a family of 10. My mom comes from a family of 5. Both my dad's parents came from families of 10 or more. I think his mom had 12. His dad had, honestly, I don't even know. My family tree gets really muddy on my dad's side. It's a lot of half siblings, step siblings. Don't even know. It's bad. So I have a gigantic family. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. Third random fact. Well, I guess I've had lots of surgeries. I'm trying to think. I've had 8 surgeries in my life since I was 10 years old. 3 on my foot, sinus surgery or corrective sinus surgery, and I've had 4 I can never say this word. I don't know what this word is. Stomach surgery, where they just take a little camera and then go inside. I have endometriosis. If those of you who don't know what it is, I'm not going to go into it in this video. You can look it up if you want. Google it. But yeah, I have endometriosis. I've had it since I was 15. I have it very severely, and I've had 4 surgeries for it. And it stinks. It's not fun. My last surgery was February, so a year ago, and then I have a surgery like almost every other year for my endometriosis. It's bad. So yeah, that's that. I have surgeries, lots of them. Fun for me, huh? So I think that's all for that. Oh, another thing I wanted to add on, so this video is going to be a little longer. I apologize. I'm trying to speed it up. There was I think there was a question or 2 that I forgot to answer on the No Needle Worker tag. And don't worry, I'm not going to ramble. I know if you guys have seen that, you're probably like, oh my gosh, she's going to go crazy again. No, I'm going to keep this as short as possible. And then I wanted to answer as well. Stitch and Moose added a few, so I wanted to answer those. So the ones that I forgot were, do your friends think you're crazy for stitching? Not very many people know I stitch, I guess. I don't really advertise it. I mean, I don't deny it, but I'm just not like, woo, I cross stitch. But no, I mean, my family actually thinks it's pretty cool. I mean, at least in my household, first they're like, what the heck is cross stitching? Not like a grandma thing. But now that I show them all the really cool stuff that you can do, they're like, that's awesome. And my best friend is a very arts and craft person. She doesn't cross stitch herself, but she has no issue with it. She doesn't think I'm strange or anything. I don't think, anyways, for cross stitching. Yeah. So no, the ones that know don't think I'm weird for it. At least that I know of. Who inspired me? Oh, definitely have to say, well, obviously, you guys have said, like, everybody, yeah. But the main ones who've inspired me to post, I would say it would be Mackenzie from the Lovely Array and Jean May. Those are the two that seriously, like, just really made me feel like I could come on here and join this community and be welcomed and be loved and be a part of it. So thank you to you two for helping me, like, get the push to just make a video. Okay, now these are the ones that Stitch and Moose did. Holiday traditions. Honestly, we don't really have any anymore. I mean, majority of us are grown. My grandma's, so my baby sister is going to be 18 in like 2 months. She is the youngest grandchild on, actually, I think on both sides of the family. Yeah, I think she's the youngest grandchild on both sides of the family. And so you have, the youngest grandchild is almost 18. And then you have, obviously a lot of us have moved on, got married, have our own families, have our own traditions now. So my family, we don't really have much anymore that we used to when I was a little kid. Obviously I'm not married yet. I don't have kids. So I don't really have anything. I hopefully, when I do get married, have kids, I plan on starting traditions of my own with my husband and my children. But as of now, I would say really the only tradition that we have kept over the years is Christmas. Every Christmas Eve, we go to the candlelight service at my church. After that, we get together with my grandparents. Now I have 3 sets of grandparents. 1 on my mom's side, 2 on my dad's. Because his parents are divorced. So we go over to my dad's mom's place and do gifts with her. And then we go over to my dad's stepmom's place because my grandpa has passed. My dad's dad is passed. So we go to my dad's stepmom's place and we have Christmas Eve dinner with her. And then usually when we're done there, we either come home or go over to my mom's parents and do our Christmas exchange with them. And another tradition that we do is we exchange names. The 6 of us siblings, instead of, having to buy for 5 people, we draw names out of a hat and we just buy for that one person, whoever you end up drawing for. So that is a tradition that I really enjoy that we do. And we usually get together with my siblings either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And my 2 older siblings have children, so we'll go up. They both live up in Washington, so we usually go to their place, one of the 2 places, and do our Christmas Day with them and exchange gifts and hang out with the grandchildren. And then Christmas night, we come back and go to my mom's parents for Christmas dinner. And that's about it for our traditions. Well, one more, I guess, would be my dad's family. Like I mentioned, my dad has a gigantic family. There's 10 siblings altogether. All but 2 live in either Oregon or Washington and, like, Portland, Vancouver area. So it's, like, they're really close. Like, I think the farthest one for me is, like, a half hour. So we're all really close, and we always go to my uncle Ronnie's house. He lives up in Washington, but he has a big, nice house on a lot of property, so it can actually fit our gigantic family. And we all go up there, all the cousins, all the aunts and uncles, the grandparents, both sets, grandkids, everything. It's so much fun, and there's never like a specific day. It just happens. It's usually like the Saturday before or after Christmas. It depends on what day Christmas falls on. But we do that every year, and we do a white elephant exchange with the family, and it's just super fun. And I love it. I mean, I love big families. And so, yeah, that's that. Next question is name of your channel. Well, my name is Teresa, so that's where the T comes from. I have friends who call me T. And the Sweet.T, I get that from my boyfriend. That's his nickname for me. He loves sweet tea to drink. Like, he is definitely a country guy. He lives in Idaho, but he was born in South Carolina, spent some of his childhood in Nebraska, and then the majority of his life has been in Idaho. But his family is from Nebraska, and he's very country. I mean, he lives on a farm. He's a farmer himself, so he is very much a Southern. Even though he's not Southern, he is very much a country boy. So he drinks sweet tea. And yeah, I think it's cute. He calls me his sweet tea. So that's where I came up with the name. And then stitching, because obviously I stitch. So Sweet.T.Stitching, that's what my name is. And the last one, besides music, what do I listen to? Audiobooks, as I mentioned. I love audiobooks. I also listen to my church's podcasts. So whenever I'm unable to go to church for whatever reason, usually it's because of my health, or if I'm out of town, or if I have something going on, I just can't make it to church. I listen to their podcast, and I also listen to a couple other churches' podcasts that like from around the country, and even there's like a church in Australia or something that I just really love the pastor and just what they teach. So basically, I listen to the sermons, I guess is what you would say. Sermons on podcasts. That's about all I listen to. I mean, I don't really listen to any other podcasts besides that. And music. I mean, I listen to a lot of music, but he said besides music. So basically just audiobooks and sermon podcasts. So I just want to just check and make sure I got everything so I don't have to like keep coming back to this. Oh, okay. I think I'm good. So I will see you in part 2. And I want to say again, thank you to everyone who has subscribed, who has liked, commented. It means the world to me. So please, thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment and say hi. So thanks so much. See you in a minute.